a question. We talked earlier. You have a certain it's a certain loudmouth person that was really kind of, I'm not gonna say popular back in the day, but she got a lot of notoriety for doing a lot of craziness.
Whole stuff.
Miss Cat Stacks is claiming that you taking her persona. You know what I'm saying? How do you feel about that? Like, what are your response to her?
You know, I wasn't really aware of her. You know, I guess when she was popular, I was, you know, still in high school. I couldn't even afford a cell phone.
Right.
So I didn't really much know about her. And then, like, you know, I keep seeing that somebody saying that I'm like them. And then when I study her, and I was like, who the hell are you, girl? We ain't the same type of people. We ain't the same type of people. I don't know her. I don't got any type of mutual friends for her.
Right.
She's the prettiest crackhead I ever seen, though.
Oh!
Prettiest crackhead.
You the prettiest crackhead.
You said earlier because you saw a tweet and you were basically like saying how hard you worked on your brand to make sure you're not compared to anything like that.
Yes, because there's the thing, right? Like, I see that, like,
Go ahead.
She talks about a lot about pimp hoe.
Yeah.
You know, I'm from New York, so
Right.
we don't really know much about that, and I don't really know much about pimping and hoeing. All I know is I will never give a man my money that I work hard for, and I feel bad for any girl that I feel even bad for her that like a man played you to sleep with other men, to do things for a man that you could have done for yourself.
Right.
And you know, at the end of the day, the way that I saw that she came up was saying how she slept with these artists.
She got bottom bitch on her leg.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Well, I don't even know what that means. Whatever that means.
It sounds,
you don't want to know what it means.
It sounds just better than sound. At the bottom. What's at the bottom? Everything at the bottom of the barrel.
I don't even know, but it's just like we're not the same. We don't represent the same thing. I don't think we grew up the same way because the way that I was raised, it just don't make no sense for me to give money to a man.
Right.
And the way I came up, I talk about a lot about my sexuality. What I talk about uplifting people, and I talk about things that people could relate to. I wouldn't ever want to put an artist down and put somebody down and telling them their personal business. I myself have been with artists, and you will never know which ones.
Right.
Because I don't think that's nobody's business.
Right.
Nobody's business. I don't think it's a way for coming up.
I mean, you already know.
Me.
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's good. That deserves a round of applause. Go ahead, you go home. Now that you got your music and you're out here doing a lot of things, like what is some of the artists that you wish you could work with at this point in your career?
Anybody, I don't give a whoever good, anybody. A couple of artists have come up to me, and we have projects that I'm working on. I like to keep things a secret. I like to keep surprise, underestimate, that's me.
Right.
But some people that I would like to work with is like the New York people, like Fab.
That's coming.
You respect, you said this off there, you respect more so like you're into like the bars of hip hop, the lyrics, the punchlines, the metaphors. You're really into that.
Yeah, I'm really into that because there's the thing, like either so hip hop changed so much, and no matter how much poppin' the melody is and everything, my type of music is what's in now. What people like now.
Right.
So that's what I'm gonna do. I love that whole metaphor and that lyrical things, but that's not what people into.
Right.
And I'm into was making money. That's what I'm into. But I still respect it because that's what I grew up listening to. Like I grew up with me listening to Lil' Kim, spitting things. That's who I wanted to be.
Right. So speaking of you used to listen to when you were younger, how was your childhood? Like, we was talking, like I said, we talked off the air, you know what I'm saying, about you getting into some trouble, getting kicked out the house, and when you started dancing, like, what was all of that about?
Well, my parents, they are very strict.
Right.
Very, very.
Which
strict.
people would probably wouldn't even know that your parents are as strict as they are.
Yes, like my family are very strict. Like I used to get my ass whipped almost every day to the point that I was like, nah, this has to be illegal.
Right.
I'm calling ACS on you. I'm tired of this. And you know, one of the reasons that I really did got kicked out of my house too is like, I used to fight a lot with my little sister, like to the point that it's like, oh now
On
we just
site?
fist fighting, throwing everything out, and my mom was like, no, one of y'all gotta leave and you gotta leave. Get out!
Right. So I mean, so this right now, so you're understanding business and money through your popularity now.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like help you grow up, basically.
No, you know what? I started understanding money
Right.
way before things. Like this is why I think.
With dancing, like you just said.
Yeah, when I was dancing, like when I was 20 years old, right? That's when I used to smoke weed, and I was thinking real hard, right? And I'm like, yo, I got 6 pairs of red bottoms, and I only got $2,000 saved up, and I make almost $3,000-4,000 in 1 week.
Right.
I'm living wrong. I'm living wrong. Like I'm going out with all these get money boys. I'm going out with all these get money boys, and they're not even really giving me nothing. All I'm doing is buying things to look good for them.
Right.
I'm buying these shoes. I'm buying these shoes. I'm trying to move in these apartments. Like for example, I used to live in an apartment in the Bronx, right? In a very hood ass building. Like the buildings in New York, I don't know how it is out here, but they're very different. But my rent was like my rent was $1,000. And like some guy always used to tell me like, oh, look where you live at, look where you live at, look where you live at. And then when I moved out and I moved to a more expensive apartment, and it was just like, why did I got myself into this? Like the guy that made me feel like I was living in some bum ass crap. I'm not even with him anymore.
Wow.
And now I'm paying double my rent just to impress a guy that I'm not with.
Right. So but at least you learn from your experiences. A lot of people don't ever learn from their experiences like that. So for you, at least you learn from that. So now it's funny to have this interview with you because you're used to seeing Cardi be wild and crazy, and now I've never really seen someone actually have an in-depth conversation with you about anything about outside of you being loving hip hop and being crazy.
I mean, I am wild and crazy. Like I'm wild and crazy. I turn up. Don't get it twisted. Like
I believe it.
I ain't no boring gal. That's one thing. I'm not boring. I get it popping. But however, I do think, because one day I am going to be a mother. I want to be a mother. Like, come on now, half Spanish. Like, we have to be moms. I'm going to be a mother. On top of that, I have a lot of responsibilities. And I always plan things out. That's the thing. I always have my parents. They always put in my head, like, don't remember, money goes and go. Like my family, right? A lot of my family members, they're Dominicans, so they used to sell drugs. And now they don't have nothing because I seen how they spend it. And they save. I be damn if that's me.
Right. Now, do you want to get into this record you brought us? I know you brought us a record right now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Come on. Y'all want to hear this record now? Come on now.
Well, I'm not going to give you my New York record. I'm going to give you the Atlanta record. I know y'all shake your ass out here, so I'm going to give you what a girl likes.
There it is. ATL, man.
Cardi
Here it is
B.
right here. Hot 179.
Let's go.
Cardi B, man. Hot 179.